What challenges have portfolio companies faced when adopting AI technologies? And I guess how can firms overcome these hurdles?
Yeah. So I think I started mentioning a couple of these issues before, but I would say the biggest pitfalls or the biggest when things go off the rails is when there are too many projects happening at the same time. A
Okay.
lot of them look promising, a lot of them are exciting, but we need to prioritize. And we need some level of coordination, and we need to put the right resources in place to not just start a project or even get it to a POC that looks nice when you try it and you're not an expert yourself, but have that alignment of business and tech around the solution and have the domain expertise involved there. So I would say the prioritization step is really important rather
Mhm.
than trying to chase 10 different things. And then some of them will succeed, some of them will end up in 70% of success, and you'll never go beyond that because you just don't have the resourcing to actually uh,
Yeah.
get it further, or you don't have the energy in your domain expertise resources to continue providing feedback across 10 solutions, right? And they can very quickly get fatigued and just claim that the whole thing or the whole technology is rotten and not
Yeah.
very useful, and you'll never get anywhere. That's the reason why, in the lessons that we've learned, I would put prioritization at an important place because it needs to happen early in the process, and it will both bring the right level of energy from across the organization, but also avoid these cases where it's either one make or break, or it's too many things going on at the same time and having, or maybe even solving the same problem again and again across different use cases in the organization. Bringing that alignment and trying to bubble things up, even if certain projects are bottom up rather than top down, bubbling it up to the right level and then having the business prioritization at some management level can really help bring the alignment and make the difference in somewhat successful projects or those that just get abandoned. Yeah.
So do you see? I mean, everyone's got good. Like a lot of businesses, obviously, got great ideas. So do they just come to you with a million and one ideas, and really let's just have a core focus on what's going to get you the best impact?
Yeah, so I would say the way we would approach it is usually there's a list. A lot of people across an organization may have their own opinions about how to solve problems that they see in their day to day, obviously,
Hmm.
or they see opportunities for playing around with tooling and so forth. And then maybe there would be a list of 10 things. What we would do with them is either try to score them based on tech feasibility and business value, and really understand what would be the annual impact in terms of either whether it's dollars saved or whether it's markets gained or whether it is new capabilities or freeing up resources to do other things. There could be different flavors of what business value could look like. But the point is doing that ranking and then taking the risk into account as that third column and start bringing some organization into it and bubble certain things very obviously up. But I would say another exercise that we would do is actually try to bring the right stakeholders across the organization. And usually we would, work with the management to identify who those are and sit through an in-person workshop, ideally going through the value chain of their respective parts of the organization and really name what could be use cases that make use of technology A versus technology B, and then putting them on that grid of business value versus feasibility of implementation. Like really, it's a scatter plot, and then
Mm.
trying to identify the top 3 to 4 points. So it will be a
Yes, yeah.
group business value and feasibility and of implementation from a technical perspective. And then we would identify the 3 to 4 use cases that are at the top half of the scatter plot in terms of business value. Identifying one that is, again, a bit more of a technically complex project that's a bit of a moonshot. That's a healthy one goal to have, but then mixing it in with 2, 3, 4 other use cases, depending on the size of the organization and their resources, but ones that are lower hanging fruits that can serve the learning across the firm, that can get us to the right tooling. Even if the moonshot doesn't completely go as planned, we would still make progress on the lower hanging fruits. but also not focus too conservatively just on things that we know how to take things off the shelf and implement immediately. It's okay to be a bit more daring on one of these projects. And that way we usually identify the big ticket items to go after.
Yeah. No, I think that's one thing we do here from a lot of companies is they've got so many things they want to do, and then it's again you need to stay staying core to your objective, isn't it? What's the best thing to achieve? Because you can easily get sidetracked. There's so many things going on, isn't there? Like business, and I guess it's also going to be conversations in the business, isn't it? Because everyone's objective is going to be different to whatever role they're in, really, isn't it? It's going to affect people differently.
Absolutely. But I think strong mandates from management here very helpful.